I used to use the MacBook for music production. Now I use the M2 iPad Pro. Here's a review. I bought the M2 iPad Pro last year, 2022, when it was just released. By that time, it was the only iPad with an Apple's M2 processor inside, so it was very powerful. Now it's slowly getting 1 year old, and there's already an M3 in the market, but not in the iPads yet. This is by far the most powerful piece of tech I've had in my life, and as a music producer and a recording artist, it's just a perfect little gadget, and it makes my music production much easier. So the first thing that comes into mind when we talk about the new iPad Pro is the 12.9-inch Liquid Retina XDR display. You know, this is the display you find in some of the best Apple monitors there is on the market, and it's in this small iPad, and you can definitely see it with the 1:1 contrast ratio. So I bought the 128GB iPad Pro. There's also a 256GB version. There's also a 1TB and 512GB version. Even 2TB version iPad Pro. I don't know if you would ever need 2TB. I guess for all the ProRes videos, if you shoot that. Otherwise, 128 for me feels a little too little. I think next time if I upgrade, I need the 256 or the 500GB version iPad, because already now with all these music files, it's totally filled up with music, and I don't want to delete every time I do something. The screen is absolutely beautiful to look at. Watching movies, playing games, just doing daily tasks. It's true eye candy. When it comes to the processor, the M2 is just an absolute beast. I have never tried anything that was so fast. I can do around 200 tracks on my Logic Pro on the iPad, which is quite impressive because my old MacBook from 2016, it wasn't so fast. The iPad OS is a wonderful little system. It's pretty much like you had a Mac, just light, the Mac OS, just a light version. There's the very nice Stage Manager, which I also use on my Mac, but it works very, very good on the iPad, and it's very pleasant to use and a very, very good experience. So when you look at the camera in this beautiful, beautiful piece of tech, it's a camera that is perfect for doing ProRes videos. You know, these are the top tier Apple video font, which only the new iPhone 15 and 14 Pro can do. So I mean, if you have this iPad, you can really do some of the most amazing video clips on this one. It's a 12 megapixel wide camera, and there's also, if you look at it, an ultra-wide camera lens with 10 megapixels. So I mean, this selfie camera is like on an iPhone. I don't know who would use this as a camera. You have an iPhone, it's much better often, and it's more compact. It's not so nice going around with this one. When you have the beautiful Apple iPad Pro Max, it's not called, but it's just the Pro, you can also go out and spend more money by buying the official Apple Pencil and the official Apple keyboard, which in my mind is very, very, very expensive. And if you bought this together with this, it would be absolutely expensive, more expensive than an iMac. Of course, there is also different variants. You can buy fake ones, you can buy copies, and you can buy third-party keyboards and Apple Pencil. And I did this here. I bought this wonderful Apple Pencil, not the real one, but a copy. I bought this for around 20 euros, which is very, very, very cheap compared to Apple's more expensive one. And it works the same way. You can turn it on, you can write on your iPad, and it's actually pretty good. There's only a few missing features, which is pretty sad, but I mean, for what I use it for, it's alright. I also bought this cover and keyboard case, which has a Bluetooth keyboard, not as good. There's a trackpad, some very nice keys also. There's only a few minor problems with it. Sometimes it likes to disconnect, which is not that good. I also bought a little dock for this one. This is a Hammer dock. There is extra HDMI, so you can plug it into a monitor. There's also USB-Cs and USB-As. So it's pretty good, and it can plug it in directly, and it works straight out of the box. Very, very user-friendly. Another great aspect of this iPad Pro is that it has USB-C. Finally, I can use it together with the same charger as my MacBook. So I mean, it's pretty much more universal, I would say. I know the new iPhones will also have USB-C, which is very good. I think it's very powerful. And I mean, you have to get used to it, having all the old lightning cables, throw them away, because now it's USB-C, the time has come. The build of this iPad is totally amazing. It feels so solid. Of course, I wear a little case with it, but I mean, if you're going around with it, it could also just fit like this. I haven't got any scratches yet, so that's pretty good. The screen is very easy to put your fingerprints on, which, I mean, you have to clean it all the time, otherwise it will be very, very disgusting, I would say. So inside this iPad, there is a 10,758 milliamp hour battery, which gives around 10 hours usage, I would say, if I watch movies and stuff. It's a bit less if I have connected different things like a audio interface, hard disk and stuff, and I do music production. It's going to be much less. But of course, then you can also charge it with a dock or something. So this year, Apple released some of their Pro apps on this iPad, and I must say I've been trying some of them. I got the Final Cut Pro and the Logic Pro. So I use the Logic Pro a lot for doing music production. I used it on my MacBook, and now I use it here. Apple was very smart to make it a subscription. So even though I bought it on my Mac, I now have to pay every month for using it on the iPad. I mean, I'd rather buy it on one time on the iPad also, and then use it as much as I want, yearly updates. But I mean, that's how they do it. The same with Final Cut. I must say that the user interface on Logic Pro is very smart. It's very easy to just pick up and play instruments inside the app, and it works like a charm. Here's a little showcase how I did it. For music production, I use the new Logic Pro app for iPad, and it works pretty good. It's also cloud synced if you have iCloud to your MacBook. I bought this Audient ID 4 interface. It works on an iPad. You have to read about that. Some of them doesn't work on iPads. I plug it in, turn on my monitors, I find a new track, I load the track, easy, and you can see here is my whole track. And I can just record, I can change, if you look here. I even can play virtual instruments, which is nice. It allows me to do much more than just playing the keys. I can also go in here. I can do a lot. I can even bend and change the velocity. So it's a creative powerhouse. I can even do a drummer, which I use here. What I mean by this, it's very inspiring, and it allows you to just start a project, sync it onto iCloud and bring it to your MacBook, and then finish it and master it. So it's a very powerful tool for writing songs, and also for songwriters who just wants to get started instantly. I like it. The reason why I bought an iPad instead of any MacBook was because that it was very portable to have with me everywhere. I can go on to a cafe, I can sit there, of course do daily tasks like checking the news and social media, but I can also put on my earphones and mix a song on a plane. An amazing experience. It gives me a lot of portability, and it's a perfect professional computer for me. There's only a few things I miss from the iPad OS, which is more apps. I would like it to have more games also, because I know that the M2 processor is a beast and you can play quite a few games. I just saw that the new Resident Evil came out, which is amazing. I have to try it soon. Otherwise, the camera is perfect. I like it a lot. It shoots some very nice videos. I could see us using it for music videos in the future because, wow, the clips are good. I am looking to get into the Final Cut Pro app to do video editing. We just have to get around that and use to work in it because it's also very advanced. So in conclusion, the iPad Pro is a total beast. I recommend this to anybody who wants to do serious work. It's not just a computer, it's also a creative machine for me. And actually I feel much more inspired to do music because I could bring this to a mountain in India or something and just plug in my audio interface and do a song, record it without having to put external power inside. How is this working? It's like magic. Anyway, I'm not a tech nerd. Anyway, you should get this iPad if you want to do serious stuff, produce music, art. You can also put in a keyboard and use it for work. There are more and more apps getting ported and becoming better on the iPad. So I recommend that. Would you buy this? It's quite expensive. I'm not going to show the prices because it varies every year and it changes all the time. But I mean, should you get this? Let me know in the description. Thanks for watching. This was the iPad Pro. Let me know if we should do more kind of honest reviews about all these tech products. I love gadgets, so this is just a dream for me to own this thing. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and come back next time for more reviews.